Alright, good evening, everybody. I don't know who exactly is watching this, if anybody's watching this, but I'm going to do it anyway. So, as promised, I am going to read The Night Zookeeper. I've been wanting to read this book for a while. My class found out about this book during our time talking about writing stories. We saw a couple clips of this video that was on Class Dojo, and I said if I could find the book, I would read the book. So I'm going to read a chapter a day of this book. So I'm going to start tonight and then continue for however long this book lasts. So, The Night Zookeeper, The Elephant of Tusk Temple, by Joshua Davidson. That's the author. Okay, let's go. Alright, Chapter 1. Will Rivers, the Night Zookeeper, stepped through the magical portal into a new part of the night zoo. His friends, Rhea and Sam, the spying giraffe, followed him through and emerged next to him. Will looked back at the closing portal. He gave a final wave to the animals of Igloo City on the other side. Maji, the elephant, had appeared moments before. She had told him to hurry to the Tusk Temple. She hadn't said why, but Will knew in his heart that it must be important. As the portal disappeared, he turned away from the sparkling ice of Igloo City to face a large, lush garden. Ah, that's better, said Sam. He wiggled his feet in the soft grass and sighed with pleasure. I can feel my hooves again. Will unbuttoned his zookeeper's coat. He, too, was relieved to leave the cold behind. He drew a deep breath in his nose. The air was warm and sweet-smelling. You're right, Sam, he said. What a beautiful place. The three friends were standing on a grassy path that stretched away in front of them. There were box hedges like green walls to their left and right. Even Sam wasn't quite tall enough to see over the tops of the hedges. There were long, neat beds full of glowing, colorful flowers along the foot of each hedge. The intoxicating scent from the flowers filled their nostrils. Rhea nodded in approval. Wow, do you think we've come somewhere that isn't full of danger for a change? She asked with a wry smile. Oh yes, I think so, replied Sam with a contented yawn. Look, there it is, Tusk Temple. Will and Rhea looked straight ahead down the long grassy path. Way in the distance, part of a huge purple building was visible over the top of the hedges. Two enormous columns, like curved white tusks, supported a roof that was shaped like an elephant's forehead and ears. In the center of the temple roof was a large glowing symbol. Rhea said, It's the infinity symbol, Will. That must be Maji's home. Will grinned. She was right. The glowing shape was just like the one he had painted on the wall of the zoo. It was just like the one he drew with his torch to make the portals. Well, guys, what are we waiting for? Maji told us to meet her there, said Will. Let's go. And at least we know the way, said Rhea with a smile. Not much choice this time. Straight on it is. Will and Rhea set off along the path at a trot. A few seconds later, Will noticed Sam wasn't with them. He stopped and turned around. Sam was standing with his front legs far apart and his neck and head lowered close to the ground. He was examining one of the flower beds with so much interest that he had been left behind. Hey, Sam, what are you doing? Will called back. Yeah, come on, Sam. Maji told us to hurry, said Rhea. Sam turned his head to face them. But these flowers are amazing, even for the night zoo, he replied. Please, just have a look. Will shrugged his shoulders at Rhea. I guess a few minutes won't hurt, he said. Let's see what he's found. Rhea rolled her eyes. That giraffe has got you wrapped around his hoof, she replied. Will and Rhea walked back to the stooping giraffe. They knelt beside him and looked at the luscious flower bed. A huge variety of flowers glowed in the soil, casting a rainbow of colors across their faces. There were flowers shaped like giant ice cream cones, flaming tongues of fire, perfect crystal spheres, and luminous feathery wings. The three friends felt silent for a few seconds, mesmerized by the spectacular sight. Sam broke the silence. Each one has a name, see? They're all labeled. Will and Rhea noticed a small plaque at the base of each plant. Will read some of the labels out loud. Fire Tulip, Wings of Paradise, Singing Rose, Violent Violet. Sam's eyes flew open. Violent Violet, he replied. He repeated, excuse me. Rhea frowned. Maybe we shouldn't get too close. Yeah, come on, we'd better move on, said Will, standing up. Sam rose to his full height. Hey, Rhea, he said. Rhea looked up at him. Sam was smirking. Oh, no, she groaned. She knew what was coming. Hey, Rhea, why have you got some of those flowers on your face? Asked Sam, his dark eyes twinkling. Okay, I haven't got flowers on my face, but... You have. You've got tulips, chortled Sam. Get it? Tulips. Despite her best efforts, Rhea giggled. You annoying high-rise horse, she said, and gave him a friendly thump on the leg. Will laughed too. The atmosphere in the garden was so calm and relaxing that he felt the tension of their other adventures slipping away. And very soon, he knew they would be with Maji in her magnificent temple, and they would be safe. Safe from the voids, the army of robot spiders terrorizing the night zoo, safe from the treacherous owl circles, and safe from all the other dangers of the night zoo. Will felt a warm glow of contentment in his chest as he, Rhea, and Sam set off toward the temple. Maybe this isn't going to be as simple as we thought, said Rhea. They were facing another tall hedge. They had followed the path until they had come to a junction, where the path split left and right. But the temple's straight on, complained Sam. Why would you put a stupid hedge in the way? Sam, can you see over the top at all? Asked Will. I don't think so, but I'll have a go, said the young giraffe. He placed his feet together, stood up on the tips of his hooves, and raised his long neck as high as it would go. His nostrils ended up in line with the top of the hedge, so that he could peek just over it. Sam wobbled and tottered. Can you see anything? Will called up. Whoa, it's amazing, yelled Sam. Sam, stop admiring the view and tell us what you can see, said Rhea. I just did, protested Sam. What are you talking about? All you said was that it's amazing. No, I didn't. I said it's a maze thing. Oh, said Rhea. Right. Got it. Sorry. A maze? Asked Will. Can you see the way through the temple? Can you see the way through to the temple? Sam strained his neck a few inches higher. No, not really. It's big and... Oh! Teetering on his hooves, Sam suddenly lost balance. He stumbled from one side and then the other. Will and Rhea scrambled out of the way, but there wasn't much room with the hedges blocking them in. Sam, his legs twisted beneath him, spun on the spot. His long tongue flew out of his mouth and slapped Rhea in the face before he collapsed in a heap. Rhea glared at Sam. Giraffe dribble was dripping from her chin. Unbelievable, she muttered. Come on, you two, said Will. We just have to take a guess. He looked at the two paths going in opposite directions. Well, left or right? Left, said Sam. Right, said Rhea. Will shook his head. I'll choose then. Some time later, the three friends stood facing another high hedge and then another left-right junction. Sam was peeping over the top of the hedge. The temple is straight ahead of us again. We might be a bit closer now. I'm not sure. This is so frustrating, said Will. We seem to be going in circles. I thought we'd left circles behind in Igloo City, said Sam with a weak smile. They continued further into the maze, turning this way and that, away from the temple, and even back on themselves, until at last they spotted something different. Wow, look at those, said Sam. Ahead, the path widened, and on each side there were huge bushes that had been carefully cut into fantastical leafy statues. Will approached the first one. It was a figure of an animal at least 20 feet tall, but it was like no animal he had ever seen. The top half was a rhino with a long, sharp horn, but its bottom half was the powerful tail of a whale. The next plant statue had the head of a praying mantis, but the lithe body of a cheetah. There were dozens more lining the path ahead, and Will and Rhea wandered wide-eyed and silently among them. Hey, Sam, said Rhea. Here's some weird cousin of yours. She was staring up at a beetle with a giraffe's head. Sam? Oh, what's he doing now? Will and Rhea looked back at the young giraffe, who had his nose in a flower bed again. What's up, Sam? Will called back. Sam turned to face them. He was frowning. I don't know. There's something funny about these bushes. My ossicones are tingling. Forget it, Sam, said Will. We're wasting time. Let's keep moving. At that very moment, something moved in the flower bed next to Sam. Look out, shouted Will. A long, thick, leafy vine shot out from the bed and wrapped itself around one of Sam's front legs. Sam looked down at it in alarm and tried to pull his leg away just as another vine whipped around his other leg. Help me! Cried the giraffe. Will and Rhea charged back toward Sam. But more vines attacked Sam with the speed of striking snakes, each one coiling itself further around the giraffe's legs, chest, and neck. Sam was rooted to the spot, unable to pull away as the vine enveloped him. Rhea immediately grabbed at the vines, trying to pull them off with all her strength. Will tried the same, but the vines only seemed to tighten their grip. He looked up at Sam, whose eyes were full of panic. The vine around Sam's neck was tightening so that the giraffe could only croak, Get them off me! Hang in there, Will reassured him. What are these things? Grunted Rhea. She was on Sam's back, yanking at a thick vine around his neck. A thought struck Will. Yes, what were these things? He ducked down to peer into the flower bed. The writhing vines were all coming from one plant. Will spotted the label, Silent Creeper. He glanced up at poor Sam, who was beginning to resemble one of the giant animal statues. Was it possible that all these strange creatures had been mummified by the vines, and now it was happening to Sam? Will shook the horrible thought from his mind. A silent creeper, he thought. How do you defeat something silent? Shout, Rhea, Will cried. What? Shout! Scream anything! Okay. Rhea let go of the vines and leapt to the ground. "Get off him! Get off!" she screamed at the top of her voice. "Let him go!" roared Will with all his heart. "Leave my friend alone!" screeched Rhea. The vines started to quiver. The one around Sam's neck loosened and slipped down. "It's working! Louder!" Rhea encouraged them. Sam joined in, bellowing with all his might. The three of them shouted and screamed at the top of their voices. The vines became looser and looser until they finally released Sam and retreated into the flower bed. "Sam, are you all right?" asked Will, hugging his friend's neck. Sam nodded slowly. "Thank you. That was creepy." He turned and smiled at Rhea. "You said I was your friend," he gushed. The tip of his glistening blue tongue popped out between his lips. "Oh no. Don't even think about licking me, clumsy long legs," she warned. And that's it. Well, that took a while, but you know what? I enjoyed it. I had fun. And I look forward to doing it again. And hopefully I'll be able to post this on places where people can see it. So, thank you for sitting there and watching this. I appreciate it. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, morning, night, whenever you take the time to watch this. I'll read chapter 2 tomorrow. Have a good night. Bye-bye, friends.